subsidized houses. Now remember, these are not business research topics. Business research topics are the topics that have clear link to certain business related topics, like maybe marketing, maybe human resource management, maybe economics, maybe accounting and finance, maybe banking. So these are the topics, or maybe manufacturing. Okay, so your topics should be based on those areas, and they are the one we call business research topics. And the other topics are not considered business research topics. The other thing that you need to consider is the time frame, which we have talked about some time back as well. Make sure that whatever topics that you come up with and their attributed research objectives are able to achieve within your time frame. The time frame is usually you're talking about 9 to 12 months time. So you should be able to complete that within that time. Do you have sufficient finance resources to undertake the review? I think you certainly have no finance resources, so I'm sure you already paid enough for the course. I don't think you want to pay even a single cent for your research, so I don't really think you need to pay that as well. So this particular point is not applicable to you. Can you find the data likely to require for that topic? That's okay. Something that you need to be careful about. Are your objectives compliant with SMART? SMART stands for, S stands for this, right? And some of you probably know this one, but anyway, specific, yes. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So complying with SMART criteria. Will your proposed research be able to provide fresh insight into topics? This can be a very interesting thing. That means if your research topic is going to touch certain areas that actually give extra new knowledge about it. The area is existing, but whether you are going to find a niche in this big area and you are going to come up with something new. I remember one of my students, she got a distinction. She wrote a research topic, I supervised her. She wrote a business topic about glass ceiling. Glass ceiling. Now, glass ceiling is not this. This is ceiling, right? You know what is ceiling, right? A glass ceiling is not a ceiling made of glasses. This actually means there's certain challenges certain people come across. Right? Her area was glass ceiling, women in top management. So usually women find it difficult to go up the ladder, and in certain industries they can't go beyond a certain level. You know? So she wrote about that. It was very nice, and in some places discrimination towards not only gender-based discrimination, sometimes it can be racial-based discrimination as well. So it happens a lot in Australia. So yeah, so that kind of thing can be quite good. Right, common mistakes of research. Objectives, yes. Sometimes what happens is that the students do not get the objectives right. We are going to do a quick area about writing research objectives later on, so you get a really good idea about it. And the question is, sometimes the questionnaire will have issues too. The issues that common questions the questionnaires carry is that students set certain questions in the questionnaire which are not going to help them to achieve the objective. So this means that the questions in the questionnaire are not based on objectives. So it's a case. So usually if you are going to have about 3 questions, 3 objectives, the questions related to the objective should be about 15. So that means each objective is going to be questioned in 5 different ways to to cover that. So about one question, one objective, 5 questions based on that. So you are going to have 3 questions, 3 objectives. You're going to have about 15 questions. Okay. Now 15 questions means, okay, remember, you know that when you're going to design the question, you need to have the general questions. These general questions are not counted. Okay? What are the general questions? Name, gender, age, educational group, income group. Yeah, these things are general ones. These are the and then you have the next set of questions. This set of questions are focused on achieving right target that is the objective. So those should be 1 to 5. Rule of thumb. And literature review. Literature review has issues to in some cases some students mostly the issue with literature review is that students don't do enough reading. They use few literature sources and they write a lot about that and they think that, oh, I wrote enough. It's not really about the matter of how many words you write, it's about how many articles you actually read. So really the figure is about 50. Okay? Okay, writing research objectives. Now, I get you, when you're going to write research objectives, your research objectives again are based on your research question. I give you a good example here, and we go through that example. This will help you to get a very good idea whether you know how to write the objectives in a correct way. Because when you're talking about research objectives, just like literature sources, secondary data, it actually has primary objectives and secondary objectives. So when you're writing the research objectives, you have to have primary research objectives, not the secondary ones. Now let's have a quick look at this example here. Okay. Now let's do this exercise together. There's an exercise here. Okay. Your research question, your target is how can the effectiveness of team building, team briefing scheme be measured? That's your research question. Okay? You understand this question, right? Effectiveness of team briefing schemes be measured. You know what is team briefing, right? When you're going to have teamwork, before you start every task, everyone briefs, so everyone knows what their target is, right? So effectiveness is measured because maybe I'm the head of the team and I'm going to brief you up. You guys have to do these things. Now, whether what I said goes right here or whether you get lost somewhere down here, and that's where we talk about effectiveness. Okay? Right, so now there are these things here. So please circle, please put P if you think this objective is a primary objective, and please put S if you think this objective is a secondary objective. I'll give you 2 minutes to do that. It goes till to the next slide as well. This is going to test your logical thinking. simple exercise. It's going to test your logical thinking. Okay. Let's go one by one. Now, what's your research question? This is your research question, okay? How can the effectiveness of team briefing scheme be measured? Okay, that's your research question. The first objective is to establish suitable effectiveness criteria for team briefing scheme. Do you think it's a primary objective that can match with this research question, or do you think it's a secondary objective? Primary is, primary objective is the most suitable and the most appropriate one for that research question. Secondary objective means, yes, it can be related, but it is not directly related. How about the first one? It's a P, it's a primary objective because to establish suitable effectiveness criteria of team briefing scheme, so it is important. How about the second one? To find the most effective speaker for performance evaluation purpose. It's a secondary objective. Now, this is a good and important objective for the business, but as far as this particular research question is concerned, it is secondary. Okay? To avoid misunderstandings, effectiveness of team briefing. Effectiveness means you want to avoid misunderstandings too. If what I'm saying to you create misunderstandings, that means effectiveness of what I say is not good. So it is a primary objective. Okay? To save time at team briefings. To save time at team briefings. It is a very important objective, but as far as our research question is concerned, second. To make sure that briefing conveys the precise message. Again, effectiveness. It is a P. Now we go to the next page and see we've got three more. To facilitate teams in writing their team reports. That's again a secondary objective because it is important, but the question doesn't really relate to that. To evaluate the effectiveness of brief messages by measuring the benefits they brought to the organization after carrying out such tips or orders given in the team briefing sessions. That's again a prime objective, which is directly linked with the question. And the third one, to enhance the profits of the company, which is a very, very important thing, right? Yeah, I mean, all the companies, what they want, everything, every activity is focused on profit improvement. But as far as this particular research question is concerned, still it is secondary. Such an important thing becomes secondary. So you see how you have to logically think. Profit, ultimate thing for every private organization, every business. But it's not always going to be prime because it's based on this. So that's why you have to set your mindset here. When you're, as I mentioned to you before, when you have one research question, you can have thousands of ways of going about it, but you can't go in all these thousands of ways. Just like Alice Adventures in Wonderland, you need to have a precise, defined, well-articulated way, and you are going only in that. You totally forget about other ways. They are relevant, they are true, they are related to your research question, but you don't care about them because you don't have time to care about them. And if you care about all these related things, you will be failed. So you have a very good reason to forget about them. Understand? So you focus only on that. Whatever objectives you pick, that's all what you're carrying. Others, no. Doesn't matter. So just like this, even a very important thing like profit, don't be dangerous. Right, so we talk about secondary data today. And we talk about how you important are they? And they are really needed, particularly when you are going to talk about certain special research questions. So this gives you a little idea about how you can develop certain research questions. You need to understand, you may have a research idea, and the research idea is not necessarily a research question. So, see this side we have research ideas, and this side research questions that actually reflect these research ideas. Okay? So you have job recruitment via internet, advertising and share prices, equal opportunity in modern day job markets. This is the same thing my student wrote last time. Women in management, Glass City. So you go to the first one, job recruitment via internet. So one potential research question can be how effective is recruiting for new staff via the internet in comparison to traditional methods. Please put a question mark this question mark there. Type over. So you see that now when you're thinking like this, right, you have to see that for this particular research idea, job recruitment via internet, you can develop so many research questions, and this is just one of them. So remember, here, if you a little bit quickly think back, can you remember we talked about concepts today? Here you can see internet is a concept, and recruitment is another concept. You see? So we've got two concepts here, and these are, use all these concepts and then you come up with here. Now, the potential hypothesis here is that you can hypothesize in two different ways.